Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to another segment of Hanging with the Boss Lady. I am your host, the Boss Lady herself, Cheryl Jones, aka that little old country girl. I pray that you all are doing well. I hope you woke up and got up on the right side of the bed this morning. What do I mean? I hope that the first thing you did when you opened your eyes was looked up and say, "Thank you, Lord, for another day." Put your feet down on the floor, stand up, stretch, and be grateful for the life that He has decided to give you yet another day. Now, with that, you had 24 hours ahead of you. I hope you planned to do the right thing with it. Let Him lead you and guide you. Give Him praise and thank Him all during the day for all of your blessings. So, we are going to get started with another wonderful segment on today, and I have something absolutely priceless for you. Are you ready? Fantastic. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Today I'm going to resume with my topic of overcoming personal challenges. And the challenge that I'm going to talk about today is self-respect. Self-respect, it's such an important personal challenge that we must keep in control in order for us to amount to practically anything in life. Because if you don't have self-respect, you will not have respect from others. Let's start by giving the definition of self-respect. Self-respect is a feeling or regard of oneself. As a human being, that shows that you value yourself and your standing or position. No one, and I repeat, no one is going to value you if you don't value yourself. And you may say, well, maybe I'm going through some issues, but I might not show it. Trust me, if you don't have self-respect, it is going to show in everything that you say and do. So it's important for you to overcome that hurdle so that you can show your self-worth. And I'm telling you, you have a great self-worth. You are important. You are vital. You are relevant. You are necessary. And there is something that you have that no one else has that can contribute to society and to others around you that will encourage, motivate, inspire, all of these things. But you have to make sure that you respect yourself enough to let all of your gifts be exposed. Okay? Now, it's important for you to know that you get respect from others, but you have to have respect for yourself first. Because if you don't show the respect that you have for yourself, others will not respect you as well. People are always watching. People are always looking. They are looking to see how you walk, how you speak, how you carry yourself, the work that you put forth. And they can look at it and see whether you are doing this with your whole heart or if you're just throwing something together. If you do everything that you do to your absolute best, it will show and people will respect it. But if you don't respect yourself, no one else is going to respect you. It's important for you to understand why is self-respect so important. Number one, self-respect fills an individual with a sense of confidence and competence. When you walk with self-respect, when you respect the person that you are, It shows, as I said, in everything that you do. A self-respected person understands his or her values, what they stand for, and they move with confidence. If you don't respect yourself, then you don't respect anything that you will do. That's the very first rule of why self-respect is important. Because when you have respect for yourself, you have confidence in how you speak and how you present yourself. I always look at it like this. You have your name, your signature. It gives credence, to who you are. So everything that you do it so that you can put your name to it with pride. Cheryl did this, and you do it with such pride that it shows how much you value and respect your own self. Sadly, many people have had rough beginnings in their life, maybe during their childhood, or bad experiences in relationships that have kind of beat down their self-esteem and their love for themselves to the point where they don't respect themselves. They have been mistreated and abused for so long until they don't respect themselves because they've been hurt so much. But you must do all that you can to regain the respect for yourself. You must do all that you can to get back to the point where you value your voice, your input, your thoughts, and your actions. You have to value everything that you do so that you can move in such a confident way that others will be affected by your confidence. So that's the first rule of why self-respect is important. Because when you have self-respect, you move in confidence. Another thing, number two, when you, an important part of having self-respect is with self-respect and self-love, you will not feel the need to compare yourself with someone else. Okay? When you have self-respect, you love yourself. You value yourself. You walk with your head held high. You don't hide in the back of the room. You stand up tall and straight because you know what you have to offer. You know how great of input you would be to any situation. So you walk with confidence, and you just don't put yourself back, and you don't compare yourself and say, oh, I can't do it as good as them, or they're better than me, so I'm just not even going to get into it. You learn to appreciate yourself. Okay, that's number two. Stop pulling yourself back. Understand that you have to know your worth. That helps you to have respect for yourself. Now, here's the third thing about having self-respect, okay? Why it's important to have self-respect. You set clear boundaries for every area of your life. Sometimes you can get overwhelmed by trying to please everybody and trying to always be the one to come to the rescue, trying to always, be the one that people can depend on. And it can just tear you down because you're taking on too much. But when you have self-respect, you learn how to set boundaries so that you don't just wear yourself completely out. A common trait of someone with self-respect is the ability to say no to things he or she no longer feels emotionally, financially, and mentally appealing. Okay, maybe there was a time when someone needed help and you were able to be there. And maybe at that particular time in your life, it was fine. You could do it. But maybe some time passed and other things have come into play that has really taken up a lot of your mental state and financially. And then when someone else comes to you, there might have been a time where you would just take on that and something else. And then you find that you are completely drained. But when you have self-respect, it's also self-preservance. You preserve yourself so that you are not completely used up. And you have to learn how to say, I'm sorry, I can't do that. It's important for you to be able to say no. There's nothing wrong with saying, no, I can't do that. No, not right now. No, thank you. I'm not interested. You don't have to always put yourself out there and use yourself completely up, because when you get used up, there's not always someone out there like you ready to come to the rescue and pick you, scoop you up and help, restore you back to yourself. Okay, so you have to learn how to set boundaries so that you are not completely used up. It's important for you to do that, okay? Understand that you are an important factor in your life. A lot of times we take on projects for people about, our loved ones, and we're always willing to help. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. When you share the love that is in your heart and you don't mind, coming in assisting, but you have to understand that you don't want to use you up trying to assist someone else. And the self-respect that I'm talking about in this area is that you are just always coming to the rescue, always being there to help someone. And this is about, helping and lending a helping hand. But there's another self-respect that I want to talk about. That self-respect is in how you present yourself to the world. Don't present yourself in such a way that right now you might be in a state of mind where if it feels good, do it. And I don't really care, I'm carefree and I just go with the wind. And if it feels good, I'm just gonna jump right into it. And you don't think about the repercussions down the road. I see a lot of people on social media who in the prime of their life and in the moment of passion, they do and say a lot of things that when God blesses them to continue to live, days, months, years down the road, and they go back and look at themselves, they're embarrassed and they're ashamed of how they acted and performed. So have self-respect to the point that if you are young and single and carefree now, changes may occur in the future. God bless you. You're willing to live years down the road and you get married and you have children. And these things will forever be visible to the world. Make sure that your actions are something that you will not be ashamed of. Have self-respect so that wherever you go, in whatever company you find yourself in, your actions will not cause you to be ashamed of yourself. Let everything that you say and do be said and done, and you are still able to look in the mirror with pride and respect at yourself. Do not carry yourself in such a way so that when you do look in the mirror and you see yourself and you see the repercussions of an action you may have taken, or you see photo evidence of things that you've done and you want to hang your head and just walk away. Self-respect. Let all of your actions be guarded so that you can look yourself in the mirror with your head held up, and you can say, yeah, there's no way I was going to do that because I cared too much about myself for me to indulge in what was happening at that particular moment. Maybe you can see that you were right on the precipice of doing something that was really making you feel uncomfortable, but because everyone else around you was doing it and they were like, come on, don't be a stick in the mud, don't be a sourpuss, come on, everybody's doing it, just join in, it's okay, we're all doing it, do it too. Always be able to walk away because you have too much respect for yourself. It's important for you to know that looking in the mirror and not having shame is a big thing. And don't ever forget that. Now, I talked a lot about the different things that you can do to keep self-respect. I talked about why it's important to have self-respect. Now, you may say, well, I think I have self-respect. Why would I think that I don't have self-respect? Or how can I tell if I don't have respect for myself? And it's not as silly as it sounds. There are a lot of things that people do, a lot of actions that people perform that is clearly evident that they don't respect themselves, that they put other people's feelings and opinions over theirs. And that is a clear sign of lack of self-respect. You have to be the number one person. You have to take care of you first in order for you to be able to effectively help someone else. Okay, you have to make sure that your priorities are in line. Don't ever put everyone else in front of you. Okay, because once you do that, it is visible to everyone else. And sadly, the world that we live in now, people will use you up if you allow them to. And then when you have nothing else to give, they will walk away. So here are 7 signs that you have no self-respect and that it's seriously affecting your life, okay? Here's the first one. You're a doormat friend. You see, all of that negative self-talk is taking years of your life. If you're the one that people are always asking things for without giving back, without returning it, you're what they call a doormat. They use you because you allow yourself to be used. People just walk all over you, okay? People get away with murder when it comes to you because no matter what, even though they know that, you're a good person and that your heart is in the right place, sometimes people are just mean and they want to take advantage. So they will take everything that you have to give, walk away from you, know that now you have nothing and will not turn around to offer you something for you to get back up. Okay, if you're that person that always gives, then it's not a good sign. You have no self-respect. Now, here's another sign. If you lose yourself when you get into a relationship, when you get into a relationship with someone and the only thing that you all can do is what they like. When you date someone and you're always trying to please them, that they like a certain type of movie, there's a certain type of food. Now, all the things that you liked before you met them becomes irrelevant because all you want to do is like the things that they like so that they're happy. Your happiness matters. Your contentment matters. Okay? You have forgotten who you are and you have completely lost your identity because you have no self-respect. If you don't like horror movies and you like drama and crime stories, and they only like slashing movies and horror movies, and you will sit through them so that your partner, can have someone and to sit and watch movies with, and that they like this, so you're going to tolerate it. But then when you go home and you go to bed, you can't even close your eyes, and you're sitting up rocking on the edge of your bed because you can't get those slasher visions out of your mind. That is no self-respect. You are completely terrorizing and hurting yourself so that someone else can be happy. No self-respect, okay? Here's the next thing. You do things for attention. You gossip. You spread yourself too thin in an attempt to spread gossip. You'll do whatever it takes to be the center of attention. You do anything for attention. Now, no matter how foolish or embarrassing, your self-esteem is so low that you can't help but gossip about your friends behind their back so that people can come to you for the tea. That's not showing that you have self-respect. It's showing a severe lack of self-respect. Talking bad about your friends won't provide you with the feelings of belonging. Okay, all that gossip that you're spreading is only going to dig you deeper into your poor self-esteem hole. You're that one that's always running your mouth. Before you won't have any friends. No one is going to want to associate with you because all you do is talk about this one and talk about that one, just so people can say, girl, what? Did you hear anything? Did you hear anything? And you say, yeah, they come to me. They know I'm going to tell it. Why? That is not showing that you have self-respect. So you can be the gossiper in town. That's not good. Okay? Here's another one. You go out of your way for people who don't do the same thing for you. Okay? I know we talked about this before, but it's very important. Okay, you will move every single mountain that you cross for someone else so that you can help. And you go out of your way just to be that support. You will stand on the very edge and do what you can for someone. But when you are in need, they'll throw you under the bus. They'll just walk away and not even look to see if you survived the collision. They don't care. Okay, but when the situation arises, you will go back and do it again. That is not showing self-respect. It is not. You let people railroad you. You let people run you over. And then you will turn around. Now, there's nothing wrong with giving a helping hand. But understand that you don't always let yourself get destroyed and trampled and run over again and again and again and again and again. And let that same person come and do it to you repeatedly. But when you need a helping hand, they have a deaf ear. So you need to understand that that's not a true friend. And you need to leave them over there, pray for them and let them go. But don't let them continue to just use you until they use you up. Self-respect, self-preservation. Make sure that there's enough of you around to last. And if you let someone else just continue to just use everything that you have, you won't have enough to last. Here's another sign that you have no self-respect. You tolerate abuse. Whether you're a female or a male, if someone is abusing you and you tolerate it, that shows that you do not have self-respect. You tolerate abusive partners and nasty people because you somehow have bought into the idea that you deserve it. People who abuse you, it's not always physically, it can be mentally. Words can hurt sometimes much worse than physical abuse because the pain will eventually go away. It may leave a scar, but the words that someone can say to you will echo in your brain for your entire life. It's something that you even go to a therapist to try to get over, and the words still echo in your mind at times. But for you to stay there and say, "Ugh, they said they wouldn't do it again," or "I know it keeps happening, but I really love them, and where else am I going to go? And I don't want to start over." No, that shows no self-respect. You have to respect yourself enough so that you know you don't deserve anything less than the absolute best. You are awesome. You were made to be great. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. And God don't make no junk. So you have to understand that you have something wonderful to contribute. You have to voice it, that I'm not taking anything less than what I deserve, and I deserve the best. When you start looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing the beautiful creation that God made you, and not accept anything less than what you deserve, being the great creation that you are, then your self-respect will grow, your self-esteem will grow, and you will not tolerate anything less than what you deserve. And I'm encouraging you to not let anyone push you down, and don't push yourself down. Okay, the great things that you dream about, that you envision, don't accept anything less than that. I believe that you will see yourself even greater after today. In this new year, 2024, and you can look back and say that things have been rocky and you wished it could be better and you're hoping for better, don't accept anything less than better. You deserve it. The respect that you have for yourself, that you yourself deserve, can only be gotten when you start giving it to yourself. And that's all I'm going to say for today. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. And if you did, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up sign and leave a comment. Share it with someone. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe. And I'm going to let you get back to the remainder of your day. And I look forward to hearing from you. And until we meet again, may the Lord God bless you real good. Boss Lady out.